Well, former Illinois House Speaker Mike Madigan will not be getting out of prison. A federal appeals court upheld Madigan's corruption conviction. The longtime former lawmaker appealed it, though, arguing prosecutors stretched the definition of federal bribery laws beyond the boundaries set by the Supreme Court. The appellate court disagreed, though, writing, quote, Michael Madigan spent nearly a decade leveraging his power as one of the highest-ranking public officials in Illinois in exchange for over $3 million of financial benefits for his close political allies. Madigan insists that this was run-of-the-mill politics, but a jury of 12 Illinois residents saw the evidence differently. So do we. Now, Madigan will continue serving out his 7.5-year sentence in a federal prison in West Virginia, where he is not scheduled to be released until January of 2032. Back with us now is Ray Long, former Chicago Tribune reporter and author of The House That Madigan Built, the record run of Illinois' Velvet Hammer. This book right here. Ray, thanks so much for joining me, as always, this morning.
Good to be here. Thank you.
I know you're still following Madigan's case, but you also, of course, covered state politics and, the government for about 40 years, much of which, of that, Mike Madigan was in power.
Right.
What was your reaction to the appellate court's ruling?
Well, when they went through it, point by point in this opinion yesterday, it was pretty clear that they agreed with every point, that every count, every conviction, every verdict on each count. And it looked like they think that this case is very solid. So Madigan has a choice. He can now ask for a rehearing, but the ruling was unanimous. The 3 judges on the panel all went foursquare behind it. Now they could go to the Supreme Court, and they could also try to get a pardon.
I know Madigan is already, am I incorrect in saying he's already asked the president?
Yes, he has.
For clemency, right?
Right, he has. He's trying to see if Trump, who is giving out pardons left and right, might go for this. But, Madigan's a heavy Democrat, and Trump being a Republican, I think that would be a high hill to climb. But the reality is that the Trump administration has not looked too fondly upon corruption counts, too. So anything is possible with this administration. You know
what sparked my my interest yesterday, besides all of it, was Madigan was convicted in part for backing legislation favorable, right, to ComEd. Right. Yet just 2 weeks ago, an appellate court ruled that 2 of the so-called ComEd 4, former ComEd CEO Ann Pramaggiore and ex-lobbyist Michael McLean, also a Madigan loyalist, should get a new trial in relation to this overall case. In Pramaggiori's case, attorneys argued the Supreme Court narrowed the definition of bribery, so she deserved a new trial. So why did it work, for instance, for her and not for Madigan?
That's a great question. In fact, I've been getting phone calls saying the same thing here, and they were saying, can anybody, after the McLean Pramaggiore case, can anybody get convicted of anything anymore? But the reality is there was a big court decision that came in between the 2 cases, and that was the one out of Indiana where they basically broke up the bribery statute, the federal bribery statute, and ruled that McLean and Pramaggiore had been convicted under that part that was thrown out. The prosecution had a chance to retool and prosecute Madigan under a direct quid pro quo argument, and they convicted him under that. Oh.
Okay, so there is likely the difference. And of course, I should note that the appellate court in the 2 of the ComEd 4 cases, they did not give a reason for ordering the new trial. Finally, and very quickly, Ray, do you think Madigan will take his case or try to get it before the Supreme Court?
I think there's no question he will. I think that he's been figuring that's what he's going to have to do eventually anyway, and I think that's a really good bet right now.
All right, and that could take another year or 2 or more.
Yeah, who knows?
Right, all right. Ray Long, as always, thanks so much for joining me to share your insights and thoughts on the latest in the Michael Madigan case.
Thank you, Dana.
All right. And we'll have more, sorry, I stumped myself. We'll have more of your top stories when we come back, everyone.